Welcome back, guys, to another video. This time about my final second leg Champions League quarter-final predictions. I will be giving you guys my predictions on these final games, and now there could be, no. So the first game is finished, and yeah. So trust me, I might put some comebacks in this game, especially Barcelona, because our game did not go as planned. So yeah, so it's only rare that I give you my final predictions for these set of games. So yeah, let's get right into it. So now starting off with Barcelona versus Atletico de Madrid. Now that first game, I don't know what the hell happened, but we were just off. But you know what? We were the better team. If you check out the stats, we had 20 shots and they had 5 shots. Atletico, and we had like 9 shots on target, and they had 3 shots on target. I mean, we had 5 shots on target, and they had only 3. Like, oh my god, we didn't take our chances. But guess what? So it all started off, in the 45th minute. Kubarsi got sent down the last man just outside the penalty box, and of course you got straight red. Like, what is Kubarsi even thinking, man? Oh my god, why did he have to do that? Like, there's no sense. Why did he do that? Like, when I was watching that game, I was like, why did Kuwarsi have to do that? And to be honest, I think that red card was a little soft. Like he touched him, and then Giuliano Simeone, he dived, bro. He dived. Argentinians and South Americans just love to dive. They really like to dive. So yeah, then Julian Alvarez executed a brilliant free kick, and then then a yeah, around the 70th minute, Alexander Sorloth scored to to probably seal the game for Atletico Madrid. I think we were off in that game. I think we were off. I think we were the better team, but we were just off it. We didn't seem to know how to finish. Rashford, he was trying his best. I know, but couldn't find the back of the net. So yeah, moving on. Atletico Madrid, they just lost today, 2-1 to Sevilla, and they played really bad in that game. I think Sevilla deserved to win, to be honest. And Barcelona, we absolutely crushed Espanyol today, 4-1, thanks to 2 goals from Ferran Torres. Yeah, it's been his first goal in 15 games, and Lamine Yamal also getting on the score sheet, and Rashford. So I think, yeah, Barcelona, that was a great performance from Barcelona. If we play like that against Atletico Madrid, it can definitely cause them some problems. So now for my final prediction. This is probably the toughest game to call. Like, my brain. Can we pull off a comeback at the Metropolitano? Well, my brain says no, we can't, because of the atmosphere. But my heart says yes, we can pull off a comeback. It's just whenever I predict a team to come back, I always seem to fail. But this is probably the toughest game to call, in my opinion. So we are FC Barcelona. We believe. And you know what? I think we're gonna come back. I think we're gonna come back. So yeah, Vizca Barça. My final prediction: Barcelona 2, Atletico Madrid 0. Game's gonna go to penalties, and then we're gonna win on penalties. Here's why. We have a good record in the Metropolitano. I know we just lost 4-0. We lost 4-0 to them in the Copa del Rey, but we bounced back to beat them 2-1 away at the Metropolitano. We also beat them 4-2 last season, but we do have a good record at the Metropolitano. We haven't lost there in La Liga since 2021, which is crazy. So I think Barcelona, we're gonna come back. We are Barcelona. I don't care if the game is away. I think we can still come back. So yeah, Vizca Barça for this game, and I think we're gonna come back. Hopefully, please don't. I would love. I'll be absolutely looking like a fool if I'm wrong. So hopefully, Barcelona comes back. Vizca Barça, and hopefully we come back. I would love to see a comeback. Get revenge on them after the Copa del Rey. So yeah, Vizca Barça 2-0 comeback. So yeah, now moving on to our next game. PSG versus Liverpool. And okay. Now, Liverpool got absolutely outclassed by PSG. In fact, there should have been more. I predicted 3-0 to PSG. And they could have. I think they did. They kind of. I nearly got the prediction right. They actually won 2-0 thanks to a golazo from Desiree Doué. And then Kvicha Kvaratskhelia scored to probably seal the game for PSG. That was an absolutely demolishing performance. PSG were the way better team. In fact, Liverpool had 0.00 expected goals. So I think that game was PSG. And Liverpool did not even get a shot on target, and PSG were just demolishing them. And now, Liverpool, they just got outclassed and they're probably out of the Champions League. And yeah, Liverpool, I know, yeah, they won today, 2-0 to Fulham. Even Mo Salah, the man who's leaving, got on the score sheet. And I think that Liverpool played well. But don't forget that nights at Anfield could be tough. But I just don't think Liverpool are on it. I just think PSG are way better. I know Liverpool have great players like Mo Salah, Florian Wirtz, Hugo Ekitike, Rio Ngoma, Dominic Soboslai, Alexis McAllister, etc., etc. But I just think PSG are the way better team. But can Liverpool come back? Now the final question is, can Liverpool come back? No. I think it's going to be a close game between both sides because it's going to be played away. So my final prediction, I think PSG would advance, and that score, I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. So yeah, that's my final prediction for the game. And now moving on to, okay, Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid. Oh my god, that first game was absolutely entertaining as hell. Even if the score was 2-1, it still didn't matter because I think uh, Bayern Munich were a way better team. In fact, it actually started off with Luis Diaz, my Colombiano, scored a goal in the 42nd minute to put Bayern 1-0 up. Oof, that was great pass from Michael Olise, and then from Serge Gnabry, and then brilliant finish by Luis Diaz, 1-on-1 against the keeper, smashed it in. And then it got even better for Bayern because right after halftime, kickoff of the second half, Harry Kane scored a breathtaking finish to send Bayern 2-0 up. And they actually deserved that because Harry Kane, that was such a, I don't know, satisfying goal because it curved, hit the bottom corner. Now, when I was watching that game, I was like, Bayern are obviously going to win this. Yeah, of course. And they did. But although Mbappe got a 70th minute consolation goal, it wasn't enough. And Bayern won the first leg 2-1 in the Bernabeu. Well, that was actually an entertaining game, to be honest. Because Manuel Neuer turned back to his old self, 2014 Neuer. And yeah, Bayern are just probably the best team in the world, and Real Madrid are just I love to see Real Madrid lose, man. I absolutely love to, even as a Barca fan. Now, I think that now Real Madrid they tied 1-1 to Girona. They just tied 1-1 to Girona. Even in their home stadium. But if they play like that, they're most likely getting cooked by Bayern. Bayern are just probably gonna take the game, and they're gonna show no mercy to Real Madrid. So I think the Bayern would advance because they have great players: Michael Olise, Harry Kane, Luis Diaz, Lennart Karl, Serge Gnabry, Jamal Musiala, Josh Kimmich, etc. Even Neuer was back to his prime old self, and I think that Bayern are gonna advance to the next round of the Champions League. Final prediction: 3-1. If Madrid play like that, like versus Girona against Bayern, they're getting cooked. Because Bayern just won 5-0 today. Impressive performance, and Bayern are looking deadly. And I think that Real Madrid are gonna get knocked out, even though with their key players like Mbappe, Vinny Jr., Bellingham, etc. I think that they're the better team, Bayern, and they go through. Now moving on to our final game to predict: Sporting versus Arsenal. Now the first game, it was haram ball from Arsenal. Like, come on, they just played super defensively until 90th minute, and then they actually started played super defensively until the 90th minute. They actually started attacking, and then yeah, Kai Havertz scored a late minute winner. But I think Sporting deserved to win. I think Sporting deserved to win because they hit the crossbar, uh, like twice. Then they actually got denied by David Raya. He turned into a sweeper keeper who saved all the chances, and I think yeah, I think Sporting deserved to win. Even Noni Madueke scored, he almost scored off from a corner by Arsenal's dirty, I mean illegal corner tactics, but I think Sporting deserved to win. Now we got big news on Arsenal. Today they just lost 2-1 to home at versus Bournemouth, a mid-table team, Bournemouth, and they beat them 2-1. But if Arsenal play like that against Sporting, it could cause them some real problems. Sporting second in the Portuguese league, and they haven't been a surprise to watch this season. They finished eighth in the Champions League. I mean seventh in the Champions League phase. I mean eighth, seventh, and same thing. Then they beat Bodo Glimt after an impressive comeback in the round of 16. And now they're in the quarterfinals against Arsenal. They actually pulled off a good fight against Arsenal, and I think that they deserve to win. But Arsenal, they just lost at home, meaning that Arsenal's home ground might not be that safe. But Sporting could pull off a surprise, even with they have some underrated players like Luis Suarez, Pedro Gonçalves, Trincao, Nuno Santos, etc. And Arsenal, yeah, great players like strong defensive players like Martinelli, Gabriel, Saliba, Odegaard, Rice, Timber, Saka, Havertz. It goes on and on and on. But I just think Sporting, they could pull off a surprise against Arsenal because they played terribly against Bournemouth. Gyökeres is actually playing well. He's actually playing well recently, but scoring only penalties. But Gyökeres against his former team, that would be nice to see. But I think Sporting could pull off a surprise because Arsenal played really bad today against Wolves. Even at their own home ground, they're not playing that well. So I think my prediction, I think is gonna go. I'm gonna go for an upset now. I think Sporting are gonna win 2-1 because they actually won on penalties all the way back in 2023 in the versus Arsenal in the Europa League, and I think they're gonna shock Arsenal again. And to win 2-1, gonna go game goes to penalties, and Sporting wins 4-3 on penalties, just like Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid. So yeah, those are my final predictions. Hopefully you enjoyed them. I mean, don't make me hate on your team. I'm just saying what are my thoughts and my feelings about these games. So yeah, if you like this video, I will post up. And yeah, we'll see you for the semi-final predictions.